Liam Carter stood at the edge of a tall hill, looking at the giant city below. He'd only arrived on Velkaranian 3 days ago. He was an engineer, not a diplomat, but today he'd been sent alone to fix a communications relay that had broken inside a nearby temple. Velkarnine was full of beauty. The skies were purple, and the trees looked like they were made of glass. Everything sparkled when sunlight touched it. The Velkaran people, tall and elegant aliens with smooth skin and long hair, were kind, but also very private about their traditions. Liam didn't want to make a mistake. He just needed to fix the relay and return to the embassy. That was the plan. But plans often go wrong. The temple was old and silent. Liam walked through tall doors made of golden stone, his toolkit in one hand and his translator on his wrist. He followed the signal toward the main chamber. His boots echoed as he stepped across glowing floor tiles. Then he heard music. Strange, soft music that sounded like it came from wind and water. Curious, Liam followed it. Maybe someone was already inside. Maybe he could ask for help. He turned a corner and entered a wide, round hall filled with people. Velkarans dressed in bright robes were lined up in perfect rows. A group of musicians played strange instruments near the walls. Beautiful glowing flowers floated in the air. Liam's eyes widened. This looks like a ceremony, he thought. Before he could turn around, 2 guards grabbed him gently but firmly. There you are, one said with a smile. You almost missed the joining. I think I'm in the wrong place, Liam said nervously. But they didn't listen. They walked him down the middle of the hall. Everyone turned to look at him. Liam saw a tall figure standing in front of an altar, wearing a white silk veil. It was the bride. Liam's mouth went dry. Wait, what is this? He whispered. The priest raised his hands. By ancient tradition, the bonding begins. Hearts have met. The stars have agreed. I'm not. Liam tried to speak, but the crowd cheered. The priest placed a glowing ring in his palm. Accept this, and you accept her spirit. The princess raised her hand. Her veil was still down. Her voice was calm but strong. Let the bond be made. Everyone watched. Liam panicked. He didn't want to insult their culture. Maybe this was part of some greeting ritual. Slowly, he placed the ring on her finger. A flash of light surrounded them. The crowd clapped. The music grew louder. Confetti fell from the ceiling. This is bad, Liam thought. Very bad, after the ceremony. Liam was taken to a golden chamber inside the royal palace. Guards stood outside. He wasn't a prisoner, but he couldn't leave either. Soon, the princess entered. She removed her veil. She was young and beautiful. Her skin was light purple, smooth and soft. Her eyes were like silver glass, calm but sharp. She walked with the grace of someone trained to lead. You, she said coldly, are not Prince Keller? Liam stood up. I'm Liam Carter. Human, from Earth. I think there was a huge mistake. The princess sighed. Yes, a very big one. I was just fixing a relay. I didn't mean to marry anyone. You didn't just marry anyone, she said. You married me. Princess Serenia of the first line. Liam scratched his head. Right. Sorry about that. She gave him a long look. You may be human, but you're not stupid. Why did you go through with it? I thought it was. Maybe a welcome ritual, Liam said awkwardly. Everyone was staring. I didn't want to cause a problem. Serenia crossed her arms. Well, now we have a bigger problem. Later, a high official from the human embassy visited Liam. Do you know what you've done? The man asked. I accidentally married a princess, Liam said. Exactly. That wedding was meant to unite the Velkaran royal family with a noble house. That union was important for peace talks. But now you were in the middle of it. I didn't plan it. Doesn't matter. The law says once the ritual is complete, the marriage is binding unless the royal family cancels it.
Right.
Liam muttered. So she'll cancel it. Maybe, the man said slowly. But some Velkarans see this as a sign of destiny. Others think Earth planned this to steal power. That's ridiculous. Welcome to politics, the man said. For now, play along. Don't anger anyone. That night, Liam sat on a balcony, looking at the stars. He didn't feel like a groom, felt like someone stuck in a dream he couldn't wake up from. Saranya joined him, standing a few steps away. "I don't like you," she said. "I didn't choose you." "I didn't choose this either," Liam replied. "But we're here now." "Yes, we are." She looked at him for a long moment. "You're not like the other nobles." "I'm not noble at all," Liam said with a small smile. "Just a guy with a wrench and bad luck." For the first time, she smiled, just a little. Then she turned and left. Liam looked up at the stars again. What have I gotten myself into? He wondered, and somewhere deep in the palace, someone else was watching, planning. Liam woke up in a bed far too soft for comfort. The royal guest room had golden walls, floating lights, and a bed large enough for 5 people. It didn't feel like his small bunk back on Earth. Still, it was hard to sleep. His mind kept repeating one thing: I married an alien princess. By accident, when he stepped outside, 2 royal guards followed him, always quiet, watching. They didn't say a word, but made it clear he wasn't allowed to leave the palace alone. Liam walked through the gardens. Strange plants moved on their own. Birds with rainbow wings sang from the trees. It was all beautiful, but it didn't feel free. He was a guest. But he also felt like a prisoner. Later that morning, Princess Saranya called for him. She was sitting on a stone bench in the royal library, surrounded by tall shelves and glowing scrolls. She looked calm but serious. "You look tired," she said without looking at him. "I've been better," Liam replied. "Good," she said, "because I have questions." Liam raised an eyebrow. "About Earth?" "No," she said. "About." Saranya asked him where he was born, what kind of work he did, why he had come to Velkarnine. Liam told her the truth. He was an engineer, not a soldier or spy. He didn't know anything about politics. He came with the human embassy to help fix systems and improve communication between species. She studied him as he spoke. Her eyes were sharp, watching for lies. But Liam was honest, and she saw it. "Why didn't you say something at the ceremony?" she asked. "I tried," Liam said, "but everyone was staring." The priest put a ring in my hand. The music started. And ... I panicked. I thought maybe refusing would insult someone. She sighed. "That's the problem with humans. What you want. To be polite, even when you should shout." He smiled a little. "Sorry, next time I crash a royal wedding, I'll yell louder." She didn't laugh, but her lips curved slightly. "Let's hope there's no next time." As the day passed, word of the accidental wedding spread across the palace. Some nobles laughed. Some were angry. Others watched with cold interest. Too many, it was more than a mistake. It was a sign. Some believed Liam had been sent by humans to break the royal line. Others thought he was a fool who'd ruined a powerful alliance. One noble, Lord Vecker, visited the queen. "We must end this farce," he said. "The princess cannot be tied to a common human. It is shameful." But the queen said only one thing: "The law is the law. The marriage is reeling, lest Saranya herself chooses to end it." Saranya did not make her decision yet. That night she met with Liam again, this time in the starlit courtyard. Silver lights floated above the trees, and the air was warm. "Tomorrow we must appear together before the royal council," she said. "They want to see the new couple." Liam rubbed his face. "Do I need to wear anything special?" She looked him up and down. "Yes, something that doesn't look like you slept in it," he chuckled. "So, you're not going to cancel the marriage?" "Not yet," she said. "Why?" She looked at him seriously. "Because something is wrong." Saranya explained that her original groom, Prince Keller, had disappeared an hour before the wedding. No message, no signs. He simply vanished. Her royal advisors had told her not to speak of it publicly. Odd. But Saranya had begun to suspect it was not an accident. And now, Liam, an unknown human, was suddenly there at the exact moment of the joining ceremony. "It feels like someone planned this," she said, "but not me. And not you." Liam nodded slowly. "So you think someone wanted Us to be married? Yes, she said. Or at least, they wanted to stop me from marrying Keller. They both sat in silence. Then Liam asked, "Do you trust anyone in the palace?" Serenia shook her head. "Trust my blade. And now maybe. Trust you." "A little, that's more than I expected." The next morning, the royal council meeting took place in the Hall of Suns. Serenia and Liam stood before a group of powerful Velkarons, seated on high chairs made of crystal and stone. Each one represented a house, a city, or a military group. The queen sat at the center, quiet and watchful. Lord Vecker spoke again. "This human is unworthy. He has no title, no wealth, no strength." Liam stepped forward. His voice was calm. "You're right. I'm not a prince. I don't know your customs. But I didn't come here to marry anyone. I came to help." Some council members whispered to each other. Serenia spoke next. "The law was followed. The ceremony was real. And until we find out what happened to Prince Keller, the marriage stands." The room grew quiet. Then the queen spoke. "So be it. The bond remained for now." That night, Liam returned to his chamber. He found something strange on his bed, a small piece of folded paper. There were no paper notes on Velkarani. Everything was digital. He opened it. Inside were 3 words, written in shaky human script. "You are next." Liam froze. Someone was watching. Someone didn't want him alive. Liam stared at the small paper in his hand. "You are next." The message was short, but it chilled his blood. Someone in the palace didn't want him here. Someone knew he wasn't supposed to be the Groom, and now they wanted him gone. He looked around the room. The walls were still. No sound. But Liam felt like someone was watching him. He quickly folded the note and hid it in his boot. He needed to tell Serenia. The next morning, Liam found Princess Serenia walking through the garden. Her long dress flowed behind her like silver water. She was speaking to her royal guards, but when she saw Liam, she waved them away. "You look like you saw a ghost," she said. Liam stepped closer and showed her the note. She read it slowly. "Where did you get this?" "It was on my bed last night," he said. "Someone left it there while I was out." Serena's eyes narrowed. The guards saw nothing. They didn't say anything. "But someone got into my room without being seen." She looked around the garden. "This confirms it. You're not just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Someone wants you, gonna maybe even dead." Liam nodded. "What do we do now?" She met his eyes. "We find out who sent this, and why." For the next few days, Serenia and Liam worked. Together in secret, they searched the palace archives, old messages, and guest logs. They talked to servants, engineers, and even young trainees in the royal guard. They tried to learn who had something to gain from Prince Keller disappearing from Liam taking his place. Liam was surprised at how clever Serenia was. She remembered details others forgot. She spoke many languages. She had trained in diplomacy, law, and even fencing. But Serenia was also surprised by Liam. He was calm under pressure. He could fix broken machines in seconds. And when a lock refused to open, Liam built a small tool from palace scrap metal and picked it in under a minute. "You're useful," she said once with a small smirk. "I get that a lot," Liam replied with a grin. One evening, they snuck into the servant tunnels under the palace. Liam had traced the security logs and found one camera that had gone dark the day Prince Keller vanished. The tunnel was dark and damp. Liam's flashlight flickered. "This is where the signal went dead," he said. "They found a hidden door, covered in vines." Serenia pressed her hand against a stone symbol. The door slowly opened. Inside was a small chamber, dusty and forgotten. But on the floor was something strange. A broken necklace made of royal gold. Serenia bent down and picked it up. "This belonged to Keller." Liam looked at her. "Then he was here?" She nodded slowly. "Or someone brought him here." Suddenly, they heard footsteps behind them. "Hide," Serenia whispered. They slipped into the shadows. A tall Valkaran man walked into the chamber, carrying a glowing stone. He looked around, grunted, then dropped the stone on the floor, and Left. Liam waited until the man was gone. "Who was that?" whispered. Serenia's voice was cold. "General Vorson." Back in the Royal Library, Serenia told Liam about General Vorson. "He doesn't trust humans," she said. "He served in the old war against Earth. He believes humans are weak and unworthy. He hated the idea of Keller marrying me to create peace." Liam sat back. "Then if Keller was removed, and I took his place... ... That the peace agreement would be in danger," Serenia finished. "And if you're gone too, there would be war." Liam looked down at his hands. "God. So, I'm not just an accident. I'm the target of a plan." Serenia nodded. "Yes. And now, so am I. Despite the danger, the palace expected Serenia and Liam to appear together at public events. One day, they attended a royal feast. Dozens of alien leaders sat around a glowing table filled with strange food. Music played. Dancers moved like light across the floor. Liam wore a royal robe. He still felt out of place, but he stood tall beside Serenia. People whispered. Some said, the human looked weak. Others noticed the way Serenia stood slightly closer to him now, the way she spoke gently when she addressed him, the way he listened and nodded when she spoke. They were strangers in a strange bond, but it was starting to feel like something more that night. Serenia invited Liam to a private room in the tower. "It's safer here," she said. "No listening devices, no spies." Liam sat down. "So what now?" "Oh," Serenia looked out the window. "I've been thinking. We can't fight this quietly anymore. We need proof. Real proof that someone tried to harm Keller and now wants to destroy our bond." "I agree," Liam said. "But that means we have to go deeper and take bigger risks." She turned to him. Her silver eyes shone in the moonlight. "Then we do it together." Liam stood beside her. Together. Outside the tower, in the dark hills beyond the palace, a message was sent. A shadowy figure watched the tower lights. A small device blinked red in their hand. The message was, "Short, the bond is growing. The human must die before the princess sees the truth." Liam woke to a soft tapping on his door. He opened it to see Serenia standing there, dressed in a simple dark cloak. Her silver eyes were serious. "We don't have much time," she said. "I found something important in the palace archives." Liam grabbed his tools and followed her through quiet hallways. They moved carefully past guards and servants, avoiding the cameras. In a small hidden room beneath the library, Serenia spread out ancient scrolls and digital records. The light flickered as Liam leaned over to read. There, she pointed at an old message. "Wait. Prince Keller sent this just before he disappeared." Liam read aloud. "If I vanish, it means my enemies have found me. Protect the princess. The human is not the enemy." "Someone wanted Keller gone," Liam said quietly. "But they trusted me." Serenia nodded. "We must find proof." They worked late into the night, tracing clues and decoding messages. Some were hidden in layers of code, others in old languages only Serenia could understand. Suddenly, Liam stopped. "Look at this," he said. "Encrypted orders from General Vorson." Serenia's eyes widened. He planned the attack. Liam frowned. "He also ordered a palace guard to spy on us." "We're not safe," Serenia said. We need to move fast." Over the next days, Liam and Serenia made their way to secret places inside the palace rooms. No outsider had seen for centuries. In a dusty vault, Liam found an ancient weapon. It looked old, but powerful, a sword made of a metal Liam couldn't identify. Serenia smiled faintly. "The blade of Valkyra. It's a symbol of justice and truth." Liam touched the sword carefully. "Maybe this can help us." That evening, as the palace celebrated the new union with grand music and dancing, Liam and Serenia met in the moonlit garden. "I have a plan," Serenia said. "We will use the council meeting tomorrow to expose Vorson." Liam looked nervous. "That sounds dangerous." She took his hand. "It is. It's the only way." The next day, the Great Hall of Suns was full again. Liam and Saranya stood before the council, ready to speak. Saranya's voice was strong as she told the story of Keller's disappearance. "I have proof," she said, holding up the encrypted messages. Liam showed the ancient sword. "The man behind this is General Vorsen," Saranya said. "He wanted to start a war, but together we stopped him," the council members whispered. Some looked angry, others shocked. Then the doors burst open. General Vorsen entered, flanked by armed guards. "You have no proof," he shouted. "This is treason?" A tense moment passed. Then Liam stepped forward. He held up a small device. "This records everything," he said. "From the spies, the orders, and your plans." Vorsen's face changed suddenly. A fight broke out. Liam used his engineering skills. He quickly disabled a set of energy weapons with a clever trick using the ancient sword's metal. Saranya fought beside him, moving with the grace of a trained warrior. Together, they pushed back Vorsen and his men. When the guards loyal to the queen arrived, Vorsen was captured. The council declared the marriage between Liam and Saranya valid. Saranya looked at Liam and smiled. "You fought well," Liam grinned back. "Had a good teacher." That night, Liam and Saranya stood on the balcony, looking at the stars. "Our bond is no accident," she said softly. "Then let's make sure it leads to peace." Took her hand. Together, they faced a new future, not just as accidental spouses, but as partners in a larger story. The sun rose slowly over Valkaranine, casting golden light across the palace. Birds with shining feathers flew across the sky. But inside the palace walls, things were not calm. Even though General Vorsen had been captured, not everyone supported Liam and Saranya. Many nobles were still angry. Some believed humans were too weak to be part of Velkaran politics. Others thought Saranya broken tradition by not choosing a noble husband. Whispers of rebellion filled the halls. But Liam did not run. He stayed by Saranya's side. That morning, Queen Velna called a special meeting in the royal chamber. Leaders from different alien worlds had arrived, ready to discuss a peace treaty between Earth and Velkara. This treaty was important. It would decide if humans would be accepted into the Grand Alliance, a group of powerful alien species. Liam stood beside Saranya, dressed in royal clothes made just for him. Still felt like a regular guy in a fancy outfit. But his eyes were serious. He knew this day mattered. Saranya gave him a small nod. "Speak clearly. Speak with heart. They will listen." He smiled. "I'll try not to break anything." The meeting began. Queen Velna raised her hand. "Today we speak of peace." But many questioned the truth of this union between Princess Saranya and Liam Carter. Some believe it was a trick. Others call it fate. "Today we find out," Lord Vecker, an old noble with sharp eyes, stood up first. "This human is not one of us," he said loudly. "He has no bloodline, no honor. How can he be trusted with our future?" Liam stepped forward. He didn't shout. He didn't use big words. He simply spoke from the heart. "I know I'm not a prince," he said. "I'm just an engineer. I came here to fix machines, not marry a princess. But I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. I just followed your rules. When I didn't understand them, the room was silent. I stayed when it was easier to leave. I fought when it was safer to hide. Not for power, not for a crown. I did it because I care about what's right." He looked at Saranya. "And now I care about her, about your people, about peace." For a moment no one spoke. Then Saranya stepped forward. "This man," she said proudly, "stood by me when others ran. He helped uncover a plot that could have started a war, proved that strength is not in blood but in actions." She held up her hand. "This marriage may have begun by accident, but it has become something real. I will not break it." Some nobles nodded. Others still looked unsure. Then the queen spoke again. "Let the council decide." As the council whispered and voted, a loud crash echoed through the hall. A wall exploded. Smoke filled the room. Liam grabbed Saranya and shielded her with his body. From the smoke, rebel fighters appeared, soldiers loyal to Vorsen's failed plan. They want to destroy the treaty. Saranya shouted. Liam pulled out a small tool from his belt and activated a signal jammer he built from spare parts. Energy weapons around the room sparked and failed. The rebels were confused. Saranya led the guards to push them back. Liam used the blade of Velkara to block an attacker and disable another, with quick thinking and smart moves. Together, they fought side by side. The battle lasted only minutes, but it changed everything. When the smoke cleared, the rebels were defeated, and the council had seen the truth with their own eyes. Liam didn't need to prove anything more. He had risked his life again, not just for Saranya, but for peace. Later that evening, the council returned their votes. Every representative stood. The oldest among them spoke. Let it be known. The union between Princess Saranya and Liam Carter is recognized. The treaty with Earth is accepted. Let the bond between our people grow. Cheers filled the room. Liam turned to Saranya. Did that really just happen? She smiled. Yes, and you're still wearing your robe backwards. He looked down and laughed. Guess I'm still learning. That night, the palace was filled with music. Lights danced in the sky. Alien leaders celebrated a new chapter of peace. Liam and Saranya stood on the balcony, watching the stars together. You could leave now, she said softly. Go back to Earth. Your job here is done. He looked at her for a long moment. No, he said. My place is here, with you. She reached for his hand. Then let's build a future together. Weeks passed since the failed attack in the palace. Peace slowly returned to Velkaranine. The rebels were gone. The Royal Council supported the treaty, and humans were now officially part of the Grand Alliance. The palace, once full of whispers, now echoed with music and hope, but for Liam Carter, everything still felt a little unreal. He had come to this planet to fix a broken relay. Now, he was married to a princess. One morning, Liam stood on the palace balcony, watching the sunrise. His thoughts were calm but heavy. He missed Earth, sometimes its air, its sounds, its simple life. But something here had changed him. Saranya joined him, dressed in a soft silver robe. Long hair was braided with small glowing stones. She stood quietly beside him. You're thinking about home, she said gently. He nodded a little. Still have the choice to leave, she said. The Queen has allowed it. You're free. Liam looked at her. And what about us? She paused. If you leave, our marriage will be honored but distant. If you stay, it becomes real, not just by law, but by heart. Liam turned back to the sky. The stars above were the same ones he saw from Earth, but now they felt closer. Later that day, the Queen called Liam and Saranya to the Hall of Suns once again. This time, there was no danger, no fighting, just a quiet gathering of council members and alliance delegates. Queen Velna stood tall and graceful. The union between Earth and Velkara was unexpected, she said, but it has brought strength, trust, and hope. She looked at Liam. You have proven your courage, your loyalty, and your heart. But now, we must ask one last thing. Liam stepped forward. I'm listening. You must choose. Return to Earth and serve as a hero and symbol, or stay here as Prince Consort of Velkara beside Princess Saranya. Liam's chest tightened. Both paths were important, but only one felt right. He looked at Saranya. She didn't speak. She didn't beg. She just waited quietly, letting him decide freely. Liam smiled. I don't want to be a prince, he said, but I want to stand beside someone who makes the galaxy better. He turned to the Queen. I choose to stay. Cheers filled the hall. Saranya's eyes shimmered with quiet joy. She took his hand in hers, not as a symbol but as a partner, a real bond. One not made by accident, but by choice. In the following days, Liam took on his new role not as a ruler, but as a bridge between two worlds. He helped build new systems to connect Earth with Velkara, designed tools for peaceful exploration. He even taught Velkaran engineers how to fix ships the human way with humor, tape, and a bit of luck. Saranya continued her duties as a leader, but now She had Liam beside her. They worked side by side, solving problems, making changes, and growing closer every day. They were different in many ways, but where it mattered, they were the same. One evening, as the sky turned violet and the stars began to glow, Liam and Serenia walked through the gardens. The flowers danced in the warm wind. The floating lights hummed softly. "I never thought I'd marry anyone," Liam said with a grin. "I never thought I'd marry a human," Serenia replied. He chuckled. "And now, we're rewriting history." She smiled. "We're just starting." Far above, a new space station had been built, half Earth design, half Velcaron. It was named Unity's Edge. Liam and Serenia were invited to its opening ceremony. When they arrived, a crowd of humans and aliens greeted them together. There were no walls, no fear-only hands reaching out in peace. Liam spoke to the crowd. "Years ago, I came here by mistake. I stood in the wrong place at the wrong time. It changed my life." He looked at Serenia, standing beside him in a beautiful ceremonial robe. "But sometimes the best things happen by mistake. If we stay open, if we choose peace, anything is possible." The crowd clapped. Some cheered, some cried. And in that moment, Liam didn't feel like an outsider anymore. He felt home. Later that night, Liam and Serenia stood alone in the observation dome of the station. Through the wide glass, they watched stars drift by slowly. Serenia spoke softly. "Do you ever wonder what would have happened if you hadn't walked into that ceremony?" Liam smiled. "All the time, and what do you think?" He reached out and gently held her hand. "I think the universe wanted us to find each other." And there, under a sky full of stars, a human and an alien princess shared a quiet moment of peace. Their bond had begun by mistake, but it had grown through trust, courage, and choice. And now it stood as a symbol not just of love, but of unity across the stars.